here's the deal. I am taking care of both of these lovelies, and I brought over some decks with me. I haven't felt called to pull since since November. And I am being told to pull. So let's just get into it and find out what we get. And if we get extra input from either of the other critters in the room here, we will welcome it. And in fact, this guy is already up to help. This is a collective reading, obviously. It's not asking any particular question. It might just be an energetic check-in to see how we're doing, who's with us through it, and to give us some wisdom about how and where we can get through it or move through it best. All right, let's start with an archetype card. I'm breathing through this one. Never forget, ever, never, ever forget that you are stardust incarnate. This planet is magnetized stardust that was pulled together around a magnetic center of iron that even right now is shifting in ways we're not quite sure about. The starborn here could be the planet. Look at it cracking. Look at it getting ready to birth something. It can also be you individually. It can be, you see those little individual bits of stardust out here that make up the whole, or that may be leaving the whole and going out into a wider universe. Or it could be the entire collective about to birth something that we can't see right now. You can't tell what's inside an egg from the outside, and you never know what an egg is really worth. We know tales about geese who lay golden eggs. This egg could contain a bird of such insane magical powers we can't begin to conceive of it. What's our next oracle card? The oyster. Something else that might, in fact, and usually does, contain something that we consider precious. And look at this one. It's glowing. It's slipping out of my hands. That might be significant. Oysters are slippery, especially if you eat them. You understand. They kind of slip right down your throat and they taste just like the ocean from which we came. In fact, I'm going to set these together and let you meditate on them together, because in a way the oyster is the kind of the egg of the ocean, isn't it? It traps a tiny bit of sediment, a little bit of something like the iron core of the earth, and then it continues to build around it until there's something precious inside very often. And it does it invisibly. You have to go looking for it. You have to know it's in there. Somebody was the first person to crack an oyster open, probably just to have a snack because they were hungry, and darn near break a tooth on the pearl inside, and said, my goodness, that's beautiful. You know what that reminds me of? A shiny egg. These two are working together. No matter what's going on in that wider ocean, that watery, feely place where everything is swooshy and dark, because a lot of light doesn't get down through the water, or out there in the dark cosmos, no matter what's going on out there, there is so much light and potential that's concentrated inside here. And I think this is you. I think this is us. I think this is the planet that we are living on. And I think if we understand that we can look into it, look inside of ourselves, of our own world, we can leverage it open. We can look inside. We can find everything we need. What else? We are in the dark of winter. But look what's coming. Spring. The fruits of spring. I know you're hearing the doggies pat around back there. I'll try to add music so it's a little bit less. And within the tree, what are there? There are the seeds of more trees. What does it take to grow a tree? It takes a first tree. What does it take to make the world itself, the dark world, lighter? It takes a first tree. It takes that first acorn to sprout, to be brave enough to break open under the dark, cold earth and to send up a shoot, and then to be brave enough and strong enough to continue to grow and to survive. I'm getting kisses. It also needs love and tending to reach full maturity, to then be able to drop the seeds that will eventually, over generations, become a forest of other strong trees. It all starts in the spring, when everything reawakens from the dark, and the seeds themselves, formed from earth, non-formed substance, creative substance, when all of that awakens. Okay, 2 things came out, and these are tarot. Let's see what tarot has to say about all of this so far. They're both reversed. I'm getting another warm kiss here. The 7 of Stones, healing, and the 3 of Stones, creativity. So the stones are the pentacles, but they are earth. This has been such an earthy planet we live on, reading so far, and we're continuing. So what's it telling us? It's telling us that we are in need of healing, and to heal, we need to tap into our own creativity. By the way, the tree and the stones. The oyster stone, the pearl, the starborn, the planet itself, the stones. We have Earth herself, himself, the green man, the standing stones, the circle of stones, and the tree, the barren tree in winter, present here, reinforcing the beginning of the reading, saying, you need to rest and allow the coming together to happen before you begin to crack open again, because right now, you're in a depleted state and you need healing. Everything you need to heal is here between the water and the earth, between your emotions and your body. You have to bring them together to heal, to bring yourself back into this upright state where you are well enough to face what's coming. And down here, in order to face the spring, in fact, perhaps in the spring, you're going to listen to these sirens in the background. I'm taking that as a reinforcement. There is no such thing as coincidence. So with some urgency, you're being asked to plant your roots in your authenticity and use everything that you have ever encountered in your life, including these little animals around you, your companions, your familiars, whether those be horses or lambs or bears or dogs or cats or field mice, whatever. Get yourself out into nature. Get yourself out into the grass if you can. Get some fresh air when spring comes. Get back in touch with your favorite parts of art class, maybe in kindergarten or first grade or second grade, or I don't know, do you have a hobby that you've set aside because of stress? Do you knit? Do you sew? Do you tinker in the garage? Do you repair broken down things? Do you refinish furniture? Do you make things out of recycled or upcycled tin cans? I mean, dig deep. What can you do to take you away from the endless loop of wake up, do the thing you do to make your living and, keep the bills paid, go home, exhaustedly eat, and then veg in front of the screen? You're being asked to aid your own healing by using the things of the earth to inspire you to make other creative things that then drop on the earth and inspire other things to make better things. To start the cycle of human creativity all over again. We've been consuming so much, and we're being asked to start making again and to stop consuming. I think, what's this last card? Euterpe. She's the goddess of music, making music, and the number 27, which is interesting. The number 27 is a Saturn cycle, 27 years. Every 27 years, Saturn, the planet, basically daddy, big disciplinarian boss dad, comes around and checks and sees how we're doing. The 27th, 28th birthday is the Saturn return, the 27 Club. I'm sure you're familiar with it. In pop culture, is often a time of crisis in most people's life, for better or for good. If you've walked your own path and found your way, you kind of graduate. You move up. You level up. If you have not successfully navigated those first 27 years, it's possible that when Saturn comes back, you return to this, and you have to go back and try again. And that's kind of what the 27 Club is about. So I think we're being asked strongly to get our ish together, to heal ourselves, to heal our bodies, to heal our minds, to heal our hearts, to heal our emotions, to use everything the universe has already provided us, to not say, but I need, but I can't until. No, it's all there. We are being asked to integrate ourselves, to sing our own song, to make our own music, and to be ready to greet the challenges ahead, which are going to be significant, with fearless, beautiful creations of our own. I can't help but be struck with the unified color story. Here, it's all greens and golds. Those are the colors of the promise of spring. And it's interesting that the spring card itself, which I would usually expect to be in the colors of spring, not the colors of spring, but the colors of the starborn. So we move from the dark waters, the depressive emotions, with the precious oyster inside, all the way down to this almost, it's not harsh, but it's stern, urging for you to get in touch and heal with your deepest self. And you're going to be especially focused on it and able to focus on it and think about what you want to leave this world like by the time spring comes. I hope you found that helpful. I hope you did too.